The unbreakable grip of your most stubborn habits isn't a personal failing. It's the ingenious, energy-saving design of your own brain working exactly as intended. You're not weak. Your mind has simply discovered the most efficient way to operate, and it will fight to protect that efficiency. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden neurological force, what we call the efficiency trap. You'll discover how specific structures within your brain, like the basal ganglia and your prefrontal cortex, conspire to automate behaviors, making them incredibly difficult to override. This isn't just about understanding habits. It's about grasping the fundamental architecture of your decision-making and how deeply it's influenced by your brain's tireless quest for energy conservation. Think about the very first time you learned to drive a car. Every single action required conscious, painstaking effort. You had to actively think about checking mirrors, signaling, adjusting speed, coordinating foot pedals, steering the wheel, all while simultaneously monitoring traffic. Your brain, specifically your prefrontal cortex, was ablaze with activity, firing neural pathways like a frantic switchboard operator. It was an exhilarating, exhausting mental marathon. But then, something remarkable happened. With repetition, those complex sequences of actions began to coalesce. The individual steps faded from conscious awareness, merging into a fluid, almost automatic dance. You found yourself driving home, perhaps mentally planning your dinner, having traversed several miles without explicitly recalling every turn or gear shift. This phenomenal transformation is the work of a deeper, older part of your brain, the basal ganglia. The basal ganglia, a collection of nuclei nestled deep within your brain, is the master architect of automation. Its primary role is to take those effortful, multi-step actions and chunk them into single, seamless units. It's like turning a complex, multi-page instruction manual into a single button press. When you first learn a task, the neural activity across your brain is widespread, but as it becomes a habit, activity concentrates into the basal ganglia, becoming a highly efficient, streamlined loop. One foundational study by Anne Graybiel and her colleagues at MIT in 2004 meticulously tracked neuron activity in the striatum, a key component of the basal ganglia, in rats as they learned to navigate a maze for a reward. They observed that specific patterns of neural firing, initially spread across the entire duration of the learning process, became compressed and synchronized precisely at the beginning and the end of the learned sequence as the rats became highly proficient. This wasn't just learning, it was the biological signature of routine. The brain wasn't thinking about each step, it was executing a single, consolidated program. And this is where the trap is set. Because while this incredible efficiency allows you to perform countless tasks without draining your precious cognitive resources, imagine having to consciously think about every step of walking or speaking. It also locks in behaviors, good and bad. The brain, now accustomed to its energy-saving habit loops, sees any deviation as an unnecessary expenditure of energy. And for your brain, unnecessary energy expenditure is the enemy. But what happens when that brilliant efficiency begins to work against you? When the established path is actually a destructive detour? This is where the efficiency trap truly reveals its power, and why understanding it fundamentally alters your perception of willpower. Your prefrontal cortex, the seat of your conscious thought, planning, and self-control, is incredibly powerful, but it's also incredibly expensive to run. It consumes a disproportionate amount of your brain's metabolic energy. So, when faced with a choice between an existing, energy-efficient habit loop and a new, demanding, conscious effort, your brain has a strong preference. It prefers the default. It prefers the path of least resistance. Imagine you've had an incredibly long, stressful day at work. Your cognitive reserves are depleted. You know you promised yourself you'd cook a healthy, home-cooked meal tonight. But the familiar, effortless path of ordering takeout or mindlessly scrolling through streaming services suddenly feels overwhelmingly appealing. Your brain isn't maliciously trying to sabotage your goals. It's simply opting for the most energy-efficient solution available in that moment of fatigue. The prefrontal cortex, strained and weary, gladly hands the reins over to the basal ganglia's automatic programs because consciously preparing a meal, thinking about ingredients, following a recipe, all demand more mental effort than simply picking up your phone. Consider another pervasive example: procrastination. The task ahead is daunting. It requires sustained focus, problem solving, and novel thought, all heavy lifts for your prefrontal cortex. What's the brain's efficient default? Scroll social media, watch a video, engage in a familiar, low-effort activity. It's not laziness. It's the brain strategically conserving its vital cognitive energy by defaulting to an established, automatic, less demanding behavior. Research published in the Journal of Neuroscience in 2016 by Woo-Young Kim and his team highlighted how even when presented with a clear incentive to change, individuals showed persistent activation in areas associated with habitual responses, suggesting that the brain literally has to work harder to override a well-worn path than to simply follow it. It isn't a moral failing. It is a neurological preference. This mechanism isn't evil. It's a testament to your brain's incredible capacity for adaptive learning. The challenge lies in directing that adaptive learning toward your benefit. Think about a habit you've struggled with for years. Where is the efficiency trap hidden within it? Once you understand that your brain prioritizes efficiency above all else, you stop fighting an invisible enemy and start working with your brain's natural inclinations. Here are 3 specific, actionable ways to leverage this knowledge in your daily life. First, employ friction manipulation. This involves deliberately increasing the effort required for unwanted habits and decreasing the effort for desired ones. For example, if you find yourself mindlessly reaching for your phone the moment you wake up, create friction. Charge your phone in another room, out of arm's reach. The sheer act of having to get out of bed, walk to another room, and pick it up provides a tiny but significant barrier. This forces your prefrontal cortex to become actively engaged in the decision rather than letting the basal ganglia execute the automatic grab. Conversely, if you want to read more, place a book directly on your pillow the night before. The moment you see it, the friction to start reading is almost zero. The brain will gravitate towards the path of least resistance. Make that path lead to your desired outcome. The expected outcome is a forced, conscious decision where an automatic one used to exist, giving you a window to choose differently. Second, implement a context reset. Habits are deeply entwined with their environment and associated cues. Your brain creates powerful associations between places, times, and actions. To break a deeply ingrained negative habit, sometimes you need to fundamentally disrupt the cues that trigger it. If you invariably find yourself snacking on unhealthy foods the moment you walk through your front door after work, try changing your routine completely. Instead of heading straight to the kitchen, immediately put on your running shoes and go for a 10-minute walk. Or have a glass of water and a pre-portioned healthy snack waiting for you on the entryway table. By altering the initial steps of your arrival, you break the chain of cues that normally leads to the undesirable snack. The expected outcome is that the old habit loop, starved of its usual trigger, struggles to initiate, giving you an opening to build a new, healthier one. Third, embrace identity-based habit formation. This strategy taps into your brain's self-perception. Instead of focusing on what you want to do, focus on who you want to be. Your brain is remarkably consistent with its self-image. If you want to become someone who exercises regularly, start by affirming, "I am a person who exercises." Then, take the smallest possible action that aligns with that identity. A person who exercises, for instance, puts on their gym clothes first thing in the morning, even if they only plan to walk to the mailbox. A person who writes opens their laptop and types one sentence. When you act in alignment with your desired identity, your brain experiences cognitive harmony. Over time, These small, consistent actions reinforce the new identity, making the desired behavior feel not like an effortful chore, but like an authentic expression of who you are. The expected outcome is that your brain will actively seek to maintain consistency between your actions and your self-perception, making new habits feel natural and inevitable rather than forced. Understanding the brain's efficiency trap is more than just a psychological insight. It's a profound shift in how you view yourself and everyone around you. You are not merely a conscious agent making choices. You are a complex biological system, exquisitely tuned to conserve energy. When you recognize that those persistent, unwanted habits are not flaws in your character, but rather the elegant, albeit sometimes misguided, solutions your brain developed for efficiency, it cultivates a deep sense of compassion. For yourself, you shed the heavy burden of self-blame, realizing that your struggles are rooted in neurology, not inadequacy. For others, you gain a new lens through which to understand their baffling behaviors, seeing the invisible forces of their own efficiency traps at play. You move from judgment to a deeper comprehension, and from frustration to strategic action. You are no longer navigating the intricate landscape of your mind blindfolded. You now hold a map, detailing its hidden pathways and powerful currents. The journey into the astonishing depths of your own mind has only just begun. Continue to explore the hidden mechanisms that shape your every thought and action. This channel exists to illuminate the profound science behind human behavior, allowing you to unlock even more of your potential. There are countless more revelations waiting to be uncovered, and trust me, what we'll uncover next will reshape your understanding of influence in ways you cannot yet imagine.